I seek refuge in God from outcast Satan. In the name of Allah, who is gracious and merciful. Quran Topics by Tanvir Kazmi. Chapter number 9, Believers. English audio number 10. The adulteress, Al Nur 24, verse 2. The adulteress and the adulterer, you shall whip each of them 100 lashes. Do not be swayed by piety from carrying out God's law. If you truly believe in Allah and the last day, and let a group of believers witness their penalty. The adulterer will end up marrying an adulteress or an idol worshipper, and the adulteress will end up marrying an adulterer or an idol worshipper. This is prohibited for the believers. Those who accuse married women of adultery, then fail to produce 4 witnesses. You shall whip them 80 lashes, and do not accept any testimony from them. They are wicked. If they repent afterwards and reform, then God is forgiving, most merciful. As for those who accuse their own spouses without any other witness, then the testimony may be accepted if he swears by God 4 times that he is telling the truth. The fifth oath shall be incur Allah's condemnation upon him if he was lying. She shall be considered innocent if she swears by God 4 times that he is a liar. The fifth oath shall incur Allah's wrath upon her if he was telling the truth. This is God's grace and mercy toward you. God is Redeemer, most wise. A gang among you produced a big lie. Do not think that it was bad for you. Instead, it was good for you. Meanwhile, each one of them has earned his share of the guilt. As for the one who initiated the whole incident, they has incurred a terrible punishment. When you heard it, the believing men and the believing women should have had better thoughts about themselves and should have said, "This is absolutely obviously a big lie." Only if they produce 4 witnesses. If they fail to produce four witnesses, then they are according to God's liar. If it were not for God's grace toward you and His mercy in this world and in the hereafter, you would have suffered a great punishment because of this incident. You fabricated it with your own tongues, and the rest of you repeated it with your mouths without proof. You thought it was simple when it was according to God's grace. It was when it was according to God gross. When you heard it, you should have said, "We will not repeat this." Glory be to you, this is a gross falsehood. Allah admonishes you. Allah admonish you that you shall never do it again if you are a believer. God does explains the revelation for you. Allah is all knowing wise. Those who love to see immorality spread among the believers have incurred a painful punishment in this life and in the hereafter. God knows well you do not know. God showered you with His grace and mercy. Allah is most kind towards the believer, most merciful. O you believe, do not follow the steps of Satan. Anyone who follows the steps of Satan should know that he advocates evil and vice. If it were not for God's grace toward you and His mercy, none of you would have been purified. But God purifies whomever He wills. God is here, nowhere. Those among you who are blessed with resources and wealth shall be charitable towards their relatives, the poor, and those who have immigrated for the sake of God. They shall treat them with kindness and tolerance. Do you not love to attain Allah's forgiveness? God is forgiver most merciful. Surely those who falsely accused married women who are pious believers have incurred condemnation in this life and the hereafter. They have incurred a horrendous punishment. The day will come when their own tongues, hands, and feet will bear witness to everything they had done. On that day, God will require them fully for their works, and they will find out that God is the truth. The bad woman for the bad men, and the bad men for the bad woman, and the good woman for the good man, a good man for the good woman. The latter are innocent of such accusation. They have attained forgiveness and generous reward. O you believe, do not enter homes other than yours. Do not enter homes other than yours without permission from their inhabitants and without greeting them. This is better for you, that you may take heed. If you find no one in them, Do not enter them until you obtain permission. If you are told go back, you must go back. This is pure for you. Allah is fully aware of everything you do. You commit no error by entering in uninhabited homes wherein there is something that belongs to you. God knows everything you reveal and everything you conceal. Tell the believing men that they shall subdue their eyes and do not stare at the women, and to maintain their chastity. This is pure for them. God is fully aware of everything they do. And tell the believing women to subdue their eyes and maintain their chastity. They shall not reveal any part of their bodies except that which is necessary. They shall cover their chests. You shall not relax this code in the presence of other than their husbands, their fathers, the fathers of their husbands, their sons, the sons of their husbands, their brothers, the sons of their brothers, the sons of their sisters, other women, the male servants or employees whose sexual desire has been nullified, or the children who have not reached puberty. They shall not strike their feet when they walk in order to shake and reveal certain details of their bodies. All of you shall repent to God, O you believers, that you may succeed, and marry those among you who are single. They may marry the righteous among your male and female servants. If they are poor, God will enrich them from His grace. God is bounteous, knower. Those who cannot afford to get married shall maintain morality until God provides for them from His grace. Those among your servants who wish to be freed in order to marry, you shall grant them their wish. Once you realize that they are honest, and give them from God's money that He has bestowed upon you. You shall not force your girls to commit prostitution, seeking the materials of this world, if they wish to be chaste. If anyone forces them, then God, seeing that they are forced, is forgiving, the most merciful. Al Nur 24, verse 37. People who are not distracted by business or trade from commemorating God, and observe prayers and give charity, and they are conscious of the day when the minds and the eyes will be horrified. Allah will certainly reward them for their good works and will shower them with His grace. God provides for whomever He wills without limits. Al Nur 24, verse 51. The only utterance of the believers whenever invited to God and His messenger to judge in their affairs, is to say, we hear and we obey. These are the winners. Those who obey God and His messenger and reverence God and observe Him, these are the triumphant ones, victory ones. Al Nur 24:55. God promises those among you who believe and lead a righteous life that He will make them sovereigns on earth, as He did for those before them, and will establish for them the religion He has chosen for them, and will substitute peace and security for them in place of fear. All this because they worship Me alone. They never set up any idols beside Me. Those who disbelieve after this are the truly wicked. You shall observe prayers and give charity and obey the messengers, that you may attain mercy. Al Nur 24, verse 58. O you believe, permission must be requested by your servants and the children who have not attained puberty. This is to be done in three instances: before the dawn prayer, at noon when you are change your clothes to rest, and after the night prayer. These are three private times for you and other times. It is not wrong for you or them to mingle with one another. Allah thus clarifies the revelation for you. God is all knowing, most wise. Once the children reach puberty, they must ask permission like those who became adults before them have asked permission. God thus clarifies His revelation for you. Allah is all knowing, most wise. The elderly women who do not expect to get married commit nothing wrong by relaxing their dress code, provided they do not reveal too much of their bodies. To maintain modesty is better for them. God is here knowing. The blind is not to be blamed, the crippled is not to be blamed, nor is the handicapped to be blamed, just as you are not to be blamed for eating at your homes, or the homes of your fathers, or the homes of your mothers, or the homes of your brothers, or the homes of your sisters, or the homes of your father's brothers, or the homes of your father's sisters, or the homes of your mother's brothers, or the homes of your mother's sisters, or the homes that belong to you, and your and you possesses their key, and you possess their keys, or the homes of your friends. You commit nothing wrong by eating together or as individuals. When you enter any home, you shall greet each other a greeting from God that is blessed and good. Allah thus explains the revelation for you that you may understand. The true believers are those who believe in God and His Messenger, and when they are with Him in a community meeting, they do not leave Him without permission. Those who ask permission are the ones who do believe in Allah and His Messenger. If they ask you permission in order to tend to some of their affairs, you may grant permission to whomever you wish and ask God to forgive them. God is forgiver, most merciful. Do not treat the messenger's requests as you treat each other's requests. Allah is fully aware of those among you who sneak away using flimsy excuses. Let them beware those who disobey His orders, for a disaster may strike them or a severe punishment.